All right, guys. So let's just get straight to the point. I'm about to be straight up with y'all. Um, the title of the video, I guess I was a little irritated, but then one of my homies called me, and yeah, I'm not that mad anymore. But whatever. I wasn't even really mad, but I am a little mad actually, and the reason is because a lot of people just don't understand, right? So we're going to get to this website right here, right now. It's called The Doctor Within. It says ascorbic acid is not vitamin C. I wonder why. Let's find out. So ascorbic acid is not vitamin C, whole food vitamins, and I'm trying to look for the person who actually wrote this, but Dr. Royal Lee, maybe? Who knows? So long story short, this is not a video game stream at all. And if anyone watches it, if anyone doesn't, it's fine. I just want you guys to understand something. A lot of people are wasting their money because they'll buy some kind of great value vitamin C. That's literally the ingredient is called ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is not vitamin C. That is the outer wall of vitamin C. And vitamin C has many components, and ascorbic acid is quite literally just like the skin that holds everything else in. So when you take a vitamin C pill, if it's not like legitimately like something like this to where it has ascorbic acid and ferment media, or maybe like something that like an orange peel, if it's not like a crushed up fruit, then it's not vitamin C. And but the fruit isn't the only thing that has vitamin C. But let's just get on with it. As you can see, this picture right here shows all kinds of fruits and stuff. We got some watermelon, we got apples, we got oranges, we got bananas, we got pineapples, we got grapes, we got bell peppers, we got cauliflower. You know what I'm saying? We got vitamin C. So let's just read this right here. This will be a short chapter, but after you're finished, you will know more about vitamins than 95% of clinical nutritionists, doctors, supplement sales force, or bodybuilders. That sounds arrogant and overstated, but it really isn't my fault. I'm just a messenger, a purveyor of information. Either I'm right or the 95% are right. Can't be both. Without further ado, here's the kernel. Ascorbic acid is not vitamin C. Alpha tocopherol is not vitamin E. Retinoic acid is not vitamin A, and so on through the other vitamins. Vast sums of money have been expended to make these myths part of controversial conventional wisdom. If you have several college degrees and this is all news to you, don't feel bad unless you think your education ended at commencement, which is generally true. And that's because it's not put in your face. So, wheels within wheels, right? Vitamins are not individual molecular compounds. Vitamins are biological complexes. They are multi-step biochemical interactions whose actions is dependent upon a number of variables within the biological terrain. So that basically means in order for a vitamin to be a vitamin, it has to go through the steps. And there are steps in to even becoming a vitamin that is usable for your body. Vitamin activity only takes place when all the conditions are met within that environment. And when all cofactors and compounds of the entire vitamin complex are present and working together, vitamin activity, which is a keyword, is even more than the sum of all those parts. It also involves timing. And that's why some people be like, you should take this vitamin at this time for a best interaction, for a best absorption, stuff like that. Vitamins cannot be isolated from their complexes and still perform their specific life functions within the cells. When isolated into artificial commercial forms like ascorbic acid, these purified synthetics act as drugs in the body. They are no longer vitamins, and to call them such is inaccurate, right? So that's interesting, and understanding that is very important. Now, a vitamin is a working process consisting of the nutrients, enzymes, coenzymes, antioxidants, and trace mineral activators. Royal Lee, What is a Vitamin? Applied Trophology, August 1956. And that's an important date. And I'll just keep reading. Well, no, because back in those times, before that time, we had only organic food and we had only organic vitamins and things of every nature to eat. But now we have all these corporations absorbing uh plans, and they are doing the things that they should not be doing. But let's just read so that I don't just talk. Forgotten trailblazer. Dr. Royal Lee was the pioneer researcher in the field of whole food vitamins. For decades, He documented the basic facts summarized in this chapter. His work has never been scientifically refuted. Anyone who seriously undertakes the study of vitamins today corroborates Lee's work. His story is a fascinating study in itself, a study of indomitable perseverance in the pursuit of true principles. Jensen tells us that Royal Lee's work will not be appreciated until the next century. This is the next century, and it hasn't happened yet. So, yeah, 1956, and it is already way past 2020. So, that's almost 70 years. That's over 70 years, 71, really. So, almost. This is the next century and it hasn't happened yet. Lee felt the full weight of organized drugs and medicines bearing down on him. Reading like something out of a Schneider's List, we learned that the FDA not only persecuted Lee for challenging the economics of synthetic vitamins produced by giant drug companies, but he was actually ordered by a court to burn all his research in the past 20 years. Burn his research. When has that ever happened in this country? They didn't even do that to Larry Fint or Andy Wakefield. They don't really know those guys. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know. Going off on a tangent. Ever wonder how the FDA attained its present position as a attack dog for the drug companies and food manufacturers? It's a whole story in itself. The, the precursor of the FDA was the Bureau of Chemistry. Up until 1912, the Bureau of Chemistry was headed up by a man named Dr. Harvey W. Wiley. Here's a quote from Dr. Wiley that illustrates where his interests lay. Now, this is very important because if you read this and understand how the actual leaders of the food industry, chemistry back in the day felt, then the difference between them and then and them now, it's like night and day. Now, listen. No food product in our country would have any trace of benzoic acid, sulfuric acid, or sulfites, or any alum of saccharin, save for medical purposes. No soft drink would contain caffeine or theobromine. No bleach flour would enter interstate commerce. Our foods and drugs would be wholly without any form of adulteration and misbranding. The health of our people would be vastly improved and the life greatly extended. The manufacturers of our food supply, especially the millers, would devote their energies to improving the public health and promoting happiness in every home by the production of whole ground unbolted cereal flours and meals. A history of a crime against the Pure Food Law 1912. Now, obviously, we can't have a dangerous lunatic like this in charge of the public nutrition, can we? Dr. Wiley actually filed suit against the Coca-Cola company in an attempt to keep their artificial product out of interstate commerce and off the market. Fortunately, Wiley was eventually replaced by a saner individual. And just so you guys know, this is like what's it called? Sarcasm. We're joking because this saner individual is not good. So, more attuned to real nutritional needs of the American people as determined by the experts who knew what was best for us, the food manufacturers. This was Dr. Elmer Nelson, and in his words, we get an idea of the change in philosophy that marked the transformation of the Bureau of Chemistry into the FDA, Food and Drug Administration. It is wholly unscientific to state that a well-fed body is more able to resist disease than a poorly fed body. My overall opinion is that there hasn't been enough experimentation on the public to prove that dietary deficiencies make one susceptible to disease. Elmer Nelson, MD, Washington Post, October 49. So there's not enough evidence to say that a poorly fed body is more susceptible to disease than a well-fed body. You want to know why? Because people are well fed. Why would we even why would we even experiment with something as dangerous as something that could give someone a disease when if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm saying right now. Anyways, oh, that's better. Now we've got someone who came to play. Bernard Jensen illustrates how the tobacco industry and the food giants like Coca-Cola, a food giant, Coca-Cola, you're a drink giant. Like, bro, you don't even, like, what? Food? Anyways, Were indirectly behind the legal persecution of Royal Lee. Cigarette ads in 40s and 50s showed medical doctors promoting the digestive benefits of smoking Camels, which is a brand of cigarette, or the advertising of Coke and other refined sugar foods, stating that science has shown how sugar can keep your appetite and weight under control. Empty harvest. It is an empty harvest. How it doesn't, it just doesn't. They were lying. Just like, back in the day, they were like smoking a cigarette will help you lose weight. Yeah, maybe because now you have cancer that's eating up all your other food and all your nutrition and all your muscles and things like that in your body. It's not healthy. Anyways, now during the same period, Royal Lee was kept in courts for years, fighting to keep the right to advertise his vitamin products because he was a threat to the food manufacturers. So I've never been in like legal battles, but I do know that people who are in legal battles on a regular basis actually do have troubles because they have to focus on not getting in trouble, not owing money, not being losing a lawsuit and things of that nature. So they can't really focus on what they really have, what their actual passion is. They can't focus on their job. They just can't because they're too busy trying not to lose millions of dollars. Regardless, they're going to lose that millions of dollars regardless because you just can't do anything about it, right? So with that being said, that's how that goes, right? Anywho, all right. Lee knew they were poisoning the American public. He proved that refined sugars in devitalized bleached flours were destroying the arteries and the digestive system, causing heart disease and cancer, almost as bad as today. Interesting. Now, let's get back to the vitamins, right? Whole versus fractionated. Okay, natural versus synthetic. Let's start with vitamin C. And this is what I was talking about earlier. And the reason I'm even making this is because a lot of people just don't understand. But it's time to understand because not only are you wasting money by buying like false vitamins, like literally, I'm not gonna cap. Just a lot of vitamins that just aren't real. So let's get to it. Most sources equate vitamin C with ascorbic acid as though they were the same thing. They're not. Ascorbic acid is an isolate, a fraction, a distillate of naturally occurring vitamin C. In addition to ascorbic acid, vitamin C must include rutin, bioflavonoids, factor K, factor J, factor P, tyrosinase, ascorbinogen, and other components as shown in the figure below. See, all of these are required to be vitamin C. And just to even like just to have the parts to create vitamin activity to have vitamin C, right? Anyways, in addition, mineral cofactors must be available in proper amounts in order to have vitamin activity. If any of these parts were missing, there is no vitamin C, no vitamin activity. When some of them are present, the body will draw on its own stores to try to make up the difference. So if you have ascorbic acid, like if you have vitamin C and it's just ascorbic acid and that's the only ingredient, your body will pull from its own stores to create vitamin C if it even has that. So, pretty crazy, is it not? Now, uh, let's get back to it, right? In addition, mineral cofactors must be available in proper amounts in order to have vitamin activity. If any of them are missing, it's not vitamin C, it's not vitamin activity. When some of them are present, the body will draw on its own stores to make up the difference so that the whole vitamin may be present. Only then will vitamin activity take place, provided that all other conditions and cofactors are present. So that's already a lot to have to hope for, but that's not what we get a lot of the time, right? So with that being said, we're going to understand something else here soon. Now, ascorbic acid is described as merely the antioxidant wrapper. That's what I was saying earlier. It's just the outer shell portion of vitamin C. Ascorbic acid protects the functional parts of the vitamin from rapid oxidation or breakdown. So you need all the other pieces in order for vitamin C activity to even be created. A lot of people are just eating wrappers, literally just eating a wrapper. Anyways, ascorbic. So we already just got through all that. Okay. For decades, over 90% of ascorbic acid in this country was manufactured at the facility in Nutley, New Jersey, owned by Hoffman LaRoche. I'm going to call it Roche, one of the world's biggest drug manufacturers. I guess this is his phone number. If you want to call him and be like, "Hey man, you got me messed up, bro," on my mom, like, there's the number right there. Anyways, here ascorbic acid is made from a process involving cornstarch and volatile acids. Volatile. Pretty sure that means like very reactionary. So let's see. Volatile can be used as an adjective to describe different things. Okay, characterized by or subject to rapid or unexpected change, unable to hold the attention fixed because of an inherent lightness or fickleness of disposition, easily evaporated at room temperatures, likely to change suddenly or unexpectedly. And that's not what vitamin activity is. So volatile acids, that's what ascorbic acid is made of, and that's also what a lot of people buy and waste their money on, unfortunately. Quite literally, it's a waste of money, unfortunately. If you're gonna buy vitamin C, just go ahead and buy a bag of oranges for real, for real. Like that's really your best bet. Um, if you buy the one that just has ascorbic acid, there are real supplements that have real vitamin C. But let's see. Let's continue. For decades, most of the U.S. vitamin companies bought their bulk ascorbic acid from this single facility in New Jersey. Yes, sir. After that, marketing takes over. Each company makes its own labels, its own claims, and its own formulations, each one claiming to have the superior form of vitamin C, even though it all came from the same place and it's really not vitamin C at all. It's kind of crazy, is it not? So, fractionated equals synthetic equals crystalline equals fake. So, yeah. Okay, the word synthetic means two things: man made and occurs nowhere in nature. Now, from the outset, it is crucial to understand the difference between vitamins and vitamin activity. The vitamin is the biochemical complex. Vitamin activity means the actual biological and cellular changes that take place when the stage is set for vitamin complex to act, for the vitamin complex to act. Think of it like gas in a car. Pumping the gas into the tank doesn't necessarily mean the car is going anywhere. Other conditions and factors must also be present. In order for activity to occur, the gas line to the carburetor must be clear. The carburetor jets must be set. There must be an exact mixture of airflow. The ignition must be turned on. The spark plugs must be clean. The exact amount of gas must reach each spark plug right before it fires. No gas must be left over in the cylinder after the plugs fire, etc. Getting the idea? If any of this stuff is missing, there is no activity, the car doesn't run, or at least not very well. Amazing as it may sound, if you're hearing this for the first time, vitamins are more than synthetic fractions we are commonly taught they are. The ascorbic acid you buy at the grocery store every few weeks thinking you are buying vitamin C is just a chemical copy of naturally occurring ascorbic acid, which in itself is only a fraction of the actual vitamin C. Real vitamin C is part of something living and as such can impart life. Now, your synthetic fractionated chemical ascorbic acid never grew in the ground, never saw the light of day, was never alive or part of anything alive. It's a laboratory chemical, a cornstarch derivative, a sulfuric acid byproduct, and your body is just another drug. Synthetic vitamins have toxic effects from megadoses and actually can increase the white blood cell count. Vitamins are only necessary in minute quantities on a daily basis. Whole food vitamins, by contrast, are not toxic since the vitamin is complex in its integral working form and requires nothing from the body and triggers no immune response. Scurvy. Okay, so deficiency, right? Scurvy is a disease caused by the vitamin C deficiency. Scurvy is characterized by bleeding gums, slow wound healing, softening bones, loose teeth, ulcerations of the mouth and digestive tract, general weight loss and fatigue. From 1650 to 1850, half of all seamen on transoceanic voyages died of scurvy. They just didn't get enough vitamin C. It was discovered by ship surgeon Thomas Lind in the early 1800s that British sailors were spared the disease altogether simply by a diet rich in citrus fruits, oranges. Since limes traveled very well, they were the common choice during these early years and thus the expression limeys was coined to describe British sailors. It was later found both at sea and in prison fare that the potatoes were equally successful in preventing scurvy, and they are much cheaper to obtain. we find that there are less than 20 micrograms of ascorbic acid in a potato. Yet this small amount, since it's complex in a food source, is all the body needs not only to prevent scurvy, but also to cure it, even in its advanced state. Such a remedy is described in detail in Richard Dana's Phenomenal Journey 2 years before the mast, written in 1842. Whole food vitamin C, as found in potatoes, onions, and citrus fruits, is able to quickly cure any case of scurvy. By contrast, the fractionated chemical ascorbic acid has been shown to be insufficient in resolving a scurvy condition. Interesting. Maybe because it's not really vitamin C. Simply because it does not act as a nutrient. Lancet, 1842. Ascorbic acid simply cannot confer vitamin activity as taught by the discoverer of vitamin C himself, another Nobel Prize laureate Dr. Albert Schmitz-Georgi. Schmitz-Georgi discovered vitamin C in 1937. In all his research, however, Schmitz-Georgi found that he could never cure scurvy with the isolated ascorbic acid himself. Realizing that he could always cure scurvy with realizing that he could always cure scurvy with the impure vitamin C found in simple foods, Schmitz-Georgi discovered that other factors had to be at work in order for the vitamin activity to take place. Now, I think that maybe it was like a typo, because he said realizing that he could always cure scurvy with the impure vitamin C found in simple. Okay, I don't really understand what impure vitamin C is. I'm not gonna lie, but it says simple foods, so I don't know what that is. Maybe we'll find out. I honestly want to look this up because, like, what? I don't know if it was a typo or if it was just me not understanding. Impure vitamin C, chemistry of ascorbic acid. Hmm. Huh. No, it's not. I don't know, bro. We're just gonna continue. I think maybe it's what's a simple food? That's a good question. I think because if we can understand what simple food is, maybe we can understand that. Yeah, it's funny because none of this looks simple, but all right. Whatever. We're just going to continue. So, anywho, what we're going to look at here, he discovered where's that simple food? Impure vitamin C could be found in simple food. Georgie discovered that other factors had to be at work in order for the vitamin activity to take place. So he returned to the laboratory and eventually made the discovery of another member of the vitamin C complex, as shown in the diagram above. Rutin. All the factors in the complex, as Royal Lee and Dr. Schmitz-Georgi both came to understand, ascorbic acid, rutin, and other factors were synergists, aka cofactors, which together sparked the functional independence of the biologically related nutrient factors. Empty Harvest, page 120. The term wheels within wheels was coined to describe the interplay of cofactors. Each of the other synergies in the C complex has a separate function. P factors for blood vessel strength, J factors for oxygen carrying capacity of red cells, tyrosinase as an essential enzyme for enhancing white blood cell effectiveness. Ascorbic acid is just the antioxidant outer shell, the protector of all these other synergies so that they will be able to perform their individual functions. So, ascorbic acid has a job, it's just not actually helping you directly. It helps the other people help you indirectly. You see? So, Dr. Royal Lee's phrase, wheels within wheels, will always pop up in any informed discussion of whole food vitamins. Essentially, it means that individual synergies cannot function as a vitamin in a chemically isolated form. Like ascorbic acid, vitamins are living complexes which contribute to other higher living complexes like cell repair, collagen manufacture, and maintenance of blood circulation. Ascorbic acid is not a living complex. It is a copy of a part of a living complex known as vitamin C. Ascorbic acid is a fractionated crystalline isolate of vitamin C. Why are you a high school graduate or a college graduate or a doctor and you don't know this? Because drug manufacturers like things clean and simple and cheap to produce. Corporations. Gotta love it. To this simple fact, add the politics and the control of information, which always come into play when anyone mentions the words billions, and you are beginning to get the idea about where to begin your investigation. Burn his research? He won't let that go because that really is crazy. Burning 20 years of research that's actually legit, genuine research and just saying, hey, burn it. No. But he was ordered to. Anyways, dietary sources. Most vitamins cannot be made in by the body. They must be taken in as a food. The best sources then are obviously whole foods rich in vitamin because of soil depletion, mineral depletion, pesticides, air pollution, and erosion. It is common knowledge that foods grown in American soil today have only a fraction of the nutrient value of 70 years ago. That means a fraction of the vitamins and minerals necessary for normal human cell function. Royal Lee described the American diet as the cultivation and production of devitalized foods. Dr. Weston Price describes these empty products as foods of commerce. Think it's gotten better or worse since their time? Thus, the necessity for supplementation. So, the food that we eat today is like probably one fifth of nutritionally dense as the food from way back then, 70 years ago, because they started messing around with our stuff. Anywho, cofactors. Vitamins and minerals are not functionally separable. Okay? They make each other work. Example, vitamin D is necessary for the body to absorb calcium. Copper is necessary for the vitamin C activity, and so on. Mineral deficiencies can cause vitamin deficiencies and vice versa. Epidemic mineral deficiency in America is a well-documented result of the systematic soil depletion. See Minerals chapter, The Doctor Within. So, that is another prime difference between whole food vitamins and synthetics. A whole food vitamin contains within them many essential trace minerals necessary for their synergistic cooperation. Synthetic vitamins contain no trace minerals, relying on and depleting the body's own mineral reserves. So the funny thing is, taking the ascorbic acid version of vitamin C could actually do more harm than good because you're not getting you're like taking negative vitamins. It's like taking a negative vitamin, bro. Like, and you pay for it, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. But okay, okay, that's crazy, bro. Imagine paying $10 to freaking kill yourself. Like what? Okay, you don't notice it because it's like a slow burn. Anyways, funny farms. Following the German agricultural methods of von Liebig in the mid 1800s, American farmers found that NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium was all that was necessary for crops to look good. Just looking good. Like in Walmart, stuff like that, you see like the apples, they all look nice, shiny and stuff. They look nice and shiny because they got that coat of wax on them, but that's a different story. The fact that they look good, but they don't actually do good. I mean, they do, but just not as good as they should. So we'll find out as we keep reading. As long as the NPK is added to the soil, crops can be produced and sold year after year from the same soil. And that's something you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to rotate your crops and all that stuff. But whatever. They look okay. But the trace minerals vital for human nutrition are virtually absent from most American soil after all these years. Many of these minerals, such as zinc, copper, magnesium, are necessary cofactors for vitamin activity. Depleted topsoil is one simple widespread mechanism of both vitamin and mineral deficiencies in American produce today. This doesn't even take into account the tons of poisonous herbicides and pesticides dumped on crops. According to the UN, 2 million tons of pesticides are used worldwide annually. And this website's been up for like at least 3 years now. At least 3 years. Because when I first discovered this website, it was at like 3 years ago. Now, that was in Jensen's day, back in the 80s. These days, over 1 billion tons of pesticides are used annually by the US alone. So, how do you go from 2 million tons to 1 billion tons of pesticides? What? My guy, you're tripping. Anyways, American agribusiness has one motive: profit. Money, dough, dinero, fetty, moolah. You know, such a focus has resulted in an output of empty produce and a nation of unhealthy people. I know it was like 5 to 10 years ago, they were saying at least one third of every American is overweight, like obesely overweight. I don't even know what it is now. I'm not even interested. The Earth's immune system is its soil. To be vital and capable of growing vital foods, soil must be rich in both minerals and soil based organisms, aka life forms, like worms, you know. Okay. Healthy produce naturally resists insects. Pesticides prevents plants from acquiring the natural immunity, just like vaccines in humans. I wasn't even thinking about that, but hey, let's get it. Insects are like bad bacteria in the body. They are attracted to diseased tissue, though they do not cause it. Hmm. So if you got a lot of mosquitoes around you, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even going to talk on that one. The foods of commerce. And we're still only talking about people who actually eat raw fruits and vegetables, which is a minority. Processed food composes the majority of what Americans eat. Sad diet, standard American diet. The only nutrients in most processed foods are enriched and fortified as described below. When a doctor says that food supplements are all unnecessary because we can get everything we need from our food, the doctor is lacking basic information published and agreed upon his own peers. It's kind of like when people say, you don't need like to detox, you don't need herbs, you don't need things like that to like detox your liver, which is like dandelion root, stuff like that, because your liver detoxes itself. But we have too many toxins. We need help. That's just how it is, at least in America. Now, whether or not we need supplementation is no longer the issue, except for one who is totally out of touch. The issue is what kind and how much. That's crazy. So it's like, it's not about if we need supplements. It's just make sure you don't take the wrong ones. Only take the right ones. We have to have supplements. If not, we're cooked. So with that being said, interesting enough. All right. Where am I at here? Yes, 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 yes. Oh man, I skipped a little bit too much now, didn't I? All right, whatever. The foods of commerce, right? And we're still only talking about, okay, all right. And we're still only talking about the people who actually eat raw fruits and vegetables, which is a minority. Processed food composes the majority of what most Americans eat. The only nutrients in most processed foods are enriched and fortified as described below. When a doctor says, oh, that food supplements are all unnecessary because we can get everything we need from our food. That doctor is lacking basic information published and agreed upon by his own peers. Whether or not we need supplementation is no longer an issue, except for the one who is totally out of touch. The issue is what kind and how much. Vitamin and mineral deficiency can be tagged to practically any disease syndrome known to man. Dr. Kavanagh, MD of Cornell University, actually concluded that there is only one major disease, and that is malnutrition. That's crazy. Jensen, page 8. Malnutrition and affluence is the natural result of the foods of commerce. Well, oh man, my whole ear just said, yeah, bro, let's just not hear no more, which is actually really scary because I've heard some things. If that happens, that's not good. That's the first time that's happened in a long time. It's weird. But hopefully I don't die on stream. That'd be crazy. Like for real, that'd be crazy. Um, Web surfing. The best vitamins are called whole food vitamins, but will be difficult finding this outline. However, because the web is dominated by mainstream nutritional theory, which means pharmaceutical underwriting. In the areas of vitamins, the internet is 99% marketing and 1% actual information. But then again, this isn't mission difficult. This is mission impossible, Mr. Hunt. There are about 110 companies who sell vitamins in the United States. Less than 5 of them use whole food vitamins. That's crazy. The reason is simple. Whole food vitamins are expensive to make. A few of the largest pharmaceutical firms in the world mass produce synthetic vitamins for the vast majority of these 110 vitamin companies, who then put their own label on them, and every company claims that theirs is the best. It's ridiculous. Americans spend over $37 billion per year for synthetic vitamins. Bradley, Nutrition Business Journal, 2015. Now that's decently recent, decade old. Whole food vitamins are obtained by taking a vitamin-rich plant, removing the water and the fiber in the cold vacuum process free of chemicals, and then packaging them for stability. The entire vitamin complex in this way can be captured intact. Yes, retaining its functional and nutritional integrity. The Kava, page 23. Upon ingestion, the body is not required to draw on its own reserves in order to complete any missing elements from the vitamin complex, because there is no missing elements. Mainstream marketing of the vitamins and minerals has successfully created the myth that the vitamins and minerals may be isolated from each other. That correct amounts may be measured out, and then we can derive total benefit from taking these fractionated chemical creations. Nothing could be further from the truth. Vitamins and minerals and also enzymes work closely together as cofactors for each other's efficacy. If one part is missing or in the wrong form or in the wrong amount, entire chains of metabolic processes will not proceed normally. Result, downward spiraling of health and imperceptible for long periods of time. Marketing and promotion. What is the marketing philosophy behind the prevalence of the type of synthetic vitamins available in the supermarket and mall vitamin stores? Simple. Profit above all else. Once the public is shown that vitamin supplementation is necessary, the rest is marketing. Marketing is the art of persuading and suspending logic and twisting data into junk science. Example. What is the actual difference in composition between Wheaties and Total? Two cereals put out by the same company. Total is advertised as being much more nutrient rich than ordinary Wheaties. Look at the labels. What justifies the extra $1.30 per box of Total? 1.5 cents worth of synthetic vitamins sprayed over the Wheaties. That's it. That's what vitamin enriched always means. The other trick word is fortified. Generally, that means the food itself is devoid of nutrients or enzymes, so they try to pump it up a little with some vitamins. Cheap synthetic vitamin sprays are all that is required for the manufacturer to use labels such as enriched or fortified. We are farmer. Bum, 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 bum. No, that's how it be though. Like that's really like how it be acting, bro. The other trick, oh yeah, we already went over that. These words are red flags. If a food needs to be fortified or enriched, you can bet it was already dead. Oh my, oh my. Shinderu. Oh wait, anyways. The mega vitamin theory doesn't really hold it when it comes to synthetics. If a little is good, more is better. Macro doses of vitamin E and also vitamin D have been shown to decrease immune function significantly. The kava. It stands to reason vitamins, by definition, are necessary in phenomenally small doses. The discoverer of thiamine, a B vitamin, and the man who came up with the word vitamin, Dr. Casimir Funk, has this to say about synthetics. Synthetic vitamins. These are highly inferior to vitamins from natural sources. Also, the synthetic product is well known to be far more toxic. Nutritional authority, Dakava, describes it. Natural food source vitamins are Okay, I can't even do that. Enzymatically active. Man-made synthetic vitamins are dead chemicals. The real truth about vitamins, page 209. Oxymorons, military intelligence, rap music, homeland security, health insurance, synthetic vitamins. Interesting, but what is an oxymoron? I really forgot. An oxymoron is a figure of speech that combines two contradictory or opposing words to create a unique expression. Here are some key points about oxymorons. Definition. An oxymoron pairs contradictory terms often creating a new meaning or effect. Here's an example. Common examples include bittersweet, deafening silence, a jumbo shrimp. No cap, actually. That's pretty fun. But here it isn't. Now, anyways, the marketing of fractionated crystalline synthetic vitamins has been so successful that most nutritionists and doctors are unaware that there is something else missing from these vitamins. Yes, vitamin manufacturers compete for customers with identical products.
These all bought their synthetic vitamins from the same couple of drug companies. To differentiate their product, each makes claims of high potency. Our vitamins are higher potency than theirs. They come from the same place, made the same way at the same time. How is the potency any different? I don't know. But hey, the point is, the higher the potency, the more drug-like effects are present. Natural food, yes, natural food vitamins are very low potencies. Makes sense. Remember the 20 micrograms of vitamin C in a potato that was able to cure a patient of scurvy? That was low potency. Low potency is all we need. Low potency is enough to bring about vitamin activity. High potency overshoots the mark. The chemical is very pure and refined, like the difference between white sugar and the type of sugar that's in an apple. Intriguing.
The milligram game. Generally speaking, if milligrams are being discussed at length, the author has no clue about vitamins. Synthetic vitamins are refined, high-potency chemicals, and therefore may be accurately measured in milligrams just like drugs. This has nothing to do with the vitamin activity or nutrition, except in a negative way, a toxic way, a life-taking way, a dangerous way, a way that you don't. Okay, half of the story.
The same type of incomplete action can be seen with any synthetic vitamin. Let's take beta carotene for a minute, which the body can turn into vitamin A. Now you remember that vitamin A and is a necessary Now you'll remember that vitamin A is necessary for good eyesight, DNA synthesis, that protects cells from free radicals. A study reported in April of 94 in the NEJM of some 30,000 Finnish subjects showed conclusively that a synthetic vitamin A had no antioxidant effect whatsoever. A true antioxidant protects heart muscles, lungs, and artery surfaces from breaking down prematurely. In this study, the subject who received the synthetic beta carotene actually had an 8% higher incidence of fatal heart attacks, strokes, lung cancer. For those who got the placebo, the sugar pill stands to reason. The synthetic brought no vitamin activity to the tissues that needed it, and when we needed him most, he vanished. No, he didn't vanish. He was actually in our back line shooting our own soldiers. Whoa, interesting, crazy, magnificent. As a dead, purified chemical introduced into the body, the synthetic further stressed the immune system, the liver, and the kidneys, which all had to try to break down this odd chemical and remove it from the body. It had to be bad enough if they were harmless, but synthetic vitamins are actually having a net negative effect. You are paying to poison yourself. It is not good. Vitamin A was first discovered in 1919. By 1924, it had been broken down and separated from its natural whole food complex, purified. By 1931, La Roche is one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. Even today, had succeeded in synthesizing vitamin A. That means they had to create a purely chemical copy of a fraction of a naturally occurring vitamin A. Naturally occurring vitamin A is found associated with an entire group of other components. Retinols, retinoids, retinol, carotenoids, carotenoids, fatty acid, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin B, vitamin D, enzymes, minerals.
Let's go.
Minerals versus vitamins.
Sommer, 1992.
Isolated from other factors, vitamin A is a fraction and cannot perform its biological functions taken as a synthetic. It must then draw on this list of resources already in the body in order to complete its makeup. Whole food vitamin A, by contrast, is already complete and ready to go. Most synthetic vitamin A consists of only retinol, or retinoic acid. A well-publicized potential for toxicity with megadoses of vitamin A involves one of these three. Vitamin A toxicity, known as hypervitaminosis, always results from an excess of synthetic purified vitamin A and never from a whole food vitamin A. The cover, page 86. Other effects of vitamin A toxicity include tumor enhancements, joint disorders, osteoporosis, extreme dryness of the eyes, mouth, and skin, enlargement of the liver and spleen, immune depression, and birth defects. That's terrible. Beta carotene is a precursor for the body can convert into vitamin A. Unfortunately, as a supplement, synthetic beta carotene is usually stabilized in refined vegetable oils. In this trans fatty acid form, oxidation occurs and the chemically pure beta carotene can no longer act as a nutrient because it was changed. Almost all synthetic beta carotene is produced by the Swiss drug giant Hoffmann La Roche. I'm so sorry. This form can no longer be converted to vitamin A. At best, is worthless. At worst, is toxic. Natural vitamin A and beta carotene are well known as immune boosters and cancer fighters in their role as antioxidants. Synthetic vitamin A, by contrast, has actually brought about a significant increases in cancer. The same Finnish study we saw above provided smokers with large doses of synthetic beta carotene. Lung cancer incidence increased 18%. NEJM, April 94. The alpha tocopherol beta carotene cancer prevention study group. These findings were corroborated 2 years later in another study written up by in Lancet. Pharmacologic doses of synthetic beta carotene were found to block the antioxidant activity of the other 15 naturally occurring carotenoids in the diet. Anti-cancer activity was thus blocked by the synthetic. Lancet, 1996. I'm sorry, I'm be going too crazy. Honestly, I'd be making myself laugh. Anyways, synthetic vitamins cannot prevent deficiencies. They cause them. Okay. Think vitamin B. In one experiment, synthetic vitamin B, thiamine, was shown to render 100% of a group of pigs sterile. 100% would be considered a significant finding. Dr. Barnett Shore, Journal, 1939. Perhaps the fact that the synthetic vitamin B comes from coal tar. I forgot that actually. Maybe that has something to do with it. Fake. Then there's vitamin B12, which comes from, you know what? No, let's look this up. Nah. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Coal tar? Okay. Psoriasis lotion. 500 dose. Okay. Dandruff shampoo. Okay, there's obviously coal tar in what is this? It's a thick dark liquid which is a byproduct of the production of coke and gas from coal. It is a type of creosote. It has both medical and industrial uses. Okay, I mean it says it has uses, but okay, so maybe it does have real legitimate uses, but since it is only one piece of the puzzle, and this whole vitamin thing, that's not the proper use. I never would have thought that stuff on the road, that sticky stuff, when it's hot outside, take it off, put it on your skin. No, I'm pretty sure that's not the same. Anyways, maybe, yes, that has something to do with it. Then there's vitamin B12, which comes from activated sewage sludge. Frost, page 60. Been shooting blanks since you started on those multis. Wow, that's crazy. Sterile though. Wow. I honestly forgot that. That's scary, dude. Anyways, for the licensed dietitians and clinical nutritionists reading this in disbelief because it's too unscientific, consider the way Therion Randolph, MD, delineated between natural and synthetic. A synthetically derived substance may cause a reaction in a chemically susceptible person when the same material of natural origin is tolerated, despite the two substances having identical chemical structures. The point is illustrated by the frequency of the clinical reactions to synthetic vitamins, especially vitamin B1 and C. When the same naturally occurring vitamins are tolerated, always keep this idea in mind when confronted by the phony marketing hook bioidentical. If it's not made by your body, it can't be bioidentical. Irradiation. According to Los Angeles naturopath Dr. Jackson, all commercial lecithins and supplements, as well as most vitamin D, comes from irradiated vegetable oils. That's rancid, oxidizing, trans fatty acids, a birthday party of free radicals. This is the precise mechanism of arterial wall breakdown prior to plaque deposits, then arterial sclerosis, then heart disease. I thought we were supposed to be taking vitamins to stay healthy. Lost Horizon. Why is this information so difficult to find? It's none it's in none of the alternative health zines, blogs, sites, or any of the mainstream media. Alternative Lights guru Julian Whitaker and this summer 1998 newsletter actually had the temerity to state outright synthetic vitamins and whole food vitamins are identical. I'm sure his synthetic vitamin company and all its retailers were reassured by this incredibly arrogant and flagrantly inaccurate pronouncement from the fat man who is objecting. Only those clients of the 5 companies who know enough to take whole food vitamins because they have become educated to realize the difference. These are the vast minority, having no control in the media, quite literally less than 5%. Royal Lee and Harvey Wiley lost. Ah, okay. But they lost, though, unfortunately. Nobody knows who they are today, except we few. This is no accident. What everybody does know is Pepsi and Viagra and Wonder Bread and prednisone and double whoppers with cheese and Zantac and Baskin Robbins and Long's drugstore. In the grocery store vitamins, synthetic vitamins. Yeah, this is America. Don't get you sleeping, No, but seriously, today, that's America. As the product of yesterday, control of information in America today is hands down the most sophisticated systems of influence ever devised. These simple ideas contained in this chapter are simply not available to the mass consciousness. The documentation is out there, but you really must persist. You really must search for it. Excuse me. 100 years ago, if a medical doctor saw a case of cancer, he would call all his colleagues to come and have a look, telling them it was unlikely they would ever see another case, as cancer was so rare. People rarely died of heart attacks. In fact, the term heart attack itself didn't even exist. There was no incidence at all of arteriosclerosis. Diabetes was practically unheard of. What did they eat? Fruits, vegetables, meat, dairy, whole grains, butter, and lard. But none of it was processed with drugs and chemicals. Today, 1 in 3 dies of cancer. 1 of 2 dies of heart disease. Diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in the U.S. For anyone born after 2003, there is a 1 in 3 chance of type 2 diabetes by 2030. Is that progress? If you are a food manufacturer, it is, especially if you are the drug manufacturer. In 2007, The WHO ranked US as 39th in the world in infant mortality. Today we're at 54. Male sperm count is less than 50% of what it was in 1929. 1981 University of Florida report natural versus synthetic. Infant mortality is up. Birth defects are up. We're $1.5 trillion per year for healthcare. We spend that much. And most of it goes to administration and executive salaries. Interesting. Yikes. Who are the largest advertisers for TV and online print media? Right, drug companies, food manufacturers. Do they want to keep the ball rolling? You bet. Will they kill you to do it? You bet. Ask Jeff Bradstreet. Do they want the people to take change and take charge of their own health by the natural, inexpensive foods and supplements? Negative. A cure for cancer has been right around the corner since Nixon's war on cancer. People are starting to ask questions. They're less inclined to believe the slick ads coming up every 10 minutes on TV and in the Newsweek. Perhaps Hippocrates did not envision doctors as detail men on drug reps. He most likely thought like Henry Viola, MD. Nature, if given the opportunity, is always the greatest healer. It is the physician's role to assist in this healing, to play a supporting role, finding the right cure for you. So what do? Well, you may now have some insight that your vitamin needs are not being met by the GNC generics. Walsh used to talk about the expensive urine from the unmetabolized grocery store synthetic placebos. The water-soluble vitamins are best obtained through organic produce and mineral-rich soil. The best supplements in the category are top-shelf green foods, like David Sandoval's Best of Greens and its equivalents. The fat-soluble vitamins A, E, and D are the best obtained through fish, raw daddy avocado, raw nuts, raw coconuts, and clean meats. High in supplements like Udo's Choice, MOR, and Nordic Naturals can round out your EFA requirements. I don't know what that EFA stuff is. Where's my, yeah, I just wanted to look at this. Like, what the heck? What does this even mean? Ecological focus area. It means at least 5% of the calculated arable area must be put into one or more of the six types of EFA. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's not even like the same thing we're talking about, probably. Maybe it was, and I just didn't read the actual thing. Uh, yeah, no, no. We're just gonna get up out of there. Beyond this is the MLM marketing roulette, and if you can't spot the mark in the first 5 minutes, baby, it's you. Copyright MMXXA references A. Yeah, Bradley. Yeah. The cover. Yeah. Bradley. NBJ. The U.S. supplement industry's $37 billion, not 12 billion. Don't really give a dang. I'm just kidding. I really care. The cover. Judith. The real truth about vitamins and antioxidants. 1996. Yeah. Jensen Bernard. DC. Empty. Harvest. 1990. Frost. Mary. Going back to the basic of human health. 1997 when I was born. Yeah. I'm old now. Yeah. Viola. Hearing. MD. Finding the right cure for you. 1998. Lee Royal. What is a vitamin apply? Trophology. August 1956. Yeah. Wyvie. Harvey. W. MD. History of a crime against the pure fuel law. Yeah. I'm not going to read that link. Yeah. Robbins. Joan. Yeah. Reclaiming our health. 1996. Yeah. Next is Nelson Elmer. MD. Washington Post. 26 October 49. Somer. Elizabeth. Vitamin C. Lesson. Keeping open mind. Nutrition. Okay. I'm done. Not really though. Oh, well, that's a lot more than I thought. I'm not reading all that, bro. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's the website though. You know what I'm saying? Pull up. Here goes the website. Here goes all the references. So now you guys understand a little bit more. Ascorbic acid isn't vitamin C. Long story short, you need to eat your fruits and vegetables and try your hardest to get organic. You know, it's not easy, but just try because that's where you're going to get the healthiest stuff. And go outside, get some sunlight, and
That's it, man. I'm about to get up out of here. I've been here long enough. Peace out, y'all. Peace out.